Why are cooked foods so addictive? I'm gonna share with you a perspective here, something that hit me just now. I was just at a vegan restaurant and I had a cooked meal, some rice, some bread, some cooked vegetables. Delicious, very delicious. Otherwise I wouldn't have been there, right? And I was eating very mindfully. I meditated before, did an hour of breath work, slowed down the breath. And I wanted to go and I wanted to eat very consciously, mindfully, right here in the moment with the food. And almost every time I do that, every time I actually do some breath work and slow the whole system down before eating or doing anything, while I am doing that thing, because I'm so in the now, I usually gain insights on the thing that I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what's happening here, what's going on, etc. So I was eating, enjoying the food, and it hit me. I took out my journal, stopped eating in the middle of it, and I wrote down some shit. And here's what I wrote down, and here's what hit me. The reason why I keep getting sucked back into cooked foods, even though it absolutely is not optimal, and you know this because whenever you eat something cooked, even cooked vegetables or anything, you reach for the water after because it's dehydrating. Anything that's dehydrating is depleting the life force. Okay, it's plain and simple, actually. Very, very basic, elementary metaphysical principles. Not even metaphysical, physical principles. The four elements: fire, water, air, earth. So if you deplete the water, obviously, trees need what? Sunlight, air, water, and earth. So they're rooted into the soil to grow. If there's no water, there's a drought. The trees stop growing or they shed their leaves, and there's no life. So plain and simple. If you want to solve this, anything that dehydrates you is not good for you, period. It isn't good for optimal health, let's say. So it hit me. The reason why I keep getting sucked back into cooked foods, the reason why it keeps sucking me back in, has to do with my childhood. It has to do with comfort, actually. Comfort and warmth. Now, what is this comfort and warmth that I speak of? I think a lot of you guys can relate. So, growing up as a child, a Middle Eastern child, we pretty much ate everything cooked. Fruits were for dessert after you eat. Even the salads that we made, for the most part, they contained something cooked in them, like quinoa, not quinoa, what was it? Borgol, which is like similar to quinoa. There's a thing called tabbouleh, which is, it's vegetables, but also there is, something like quinoa, basically, borgol, something like quinoa. So with the exception of this one particular salad my mom made, which was just, vegetables and olive oil and lemon, very delicious. With the exception of that, fruits were basically something you ate after you ate a meal, for dessert. So we ate everything cooked. And that moment when my mom brought the food and called everybody, called me from my room, called my brother, called the whole family, say, come down, the food is ready, and everybody came down and we're excited and we're hungry, and the whole family got around, and the aromas of the food and the preparation, and you sit on the table and mom brings the food and everybody's anticipating the anticipation. So all of that created a pattern, a suggestion, a pattern in my mind-body complex, the program, which is just a program. Okay, the mind-body complex is a program. It's a code, it's coded information. So the coded information that was picked up associated cooked foods and all the sensory stimulation involved with them. That's the aroma. I noticed today as I was eating that this is a very similar aroma to the foods my mom made throughout my childhood. Very similar. It was like some cooked okra and fasulia, which is green beans, you know, with some olive oil. It's same aroma. And some cooked potatoes, same, you know, it's like I realized in the middle of it, like, this feels like I'm a kid again. This feels like I'm eating my mom's cooking. And it feels comfortable, and you sit down, right? It's a restaurant, so you sit down, and it's a sort of a buffet style, so you have the spoon. It's like, I was like, holy, I feel comfortable here, right where I am. Like, it's comfortable. I got the, you know, the spoon, the table, I'm sitting down, I'm here, I'm eating, I'm present. The food is warm, so comfort associated with warmth, right? The food is warm, and you know, I put some rice with it, and I realized the reason why I put some rice. I mean, I try to eat the rice by itself. It's like so plain. It doesn't even taste good. But I did it. I realized because that's how we ate growing up. Is everything my mom cooked was with rice. So it was like me just repeating a cycle, basically. It didn't have much to do with the actual taste of the food, which is pretty good. But actually, pound for pound, if I was to compare it with the taste of a ripe mango, the ripe mango blows it away. Actually, if you were to, you know, compare it pound for pound. So the taste is okay. It's pretty good, you know. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone back. But I think I keep getting back into eating, you know, cooked foods. It's not the taste. It's the ritual of it. It's the association with comfort and warmth. That's what it is. Comfort, like coming back home. You know, like, you know, you come back from school, and this minute you walk into the house, the aroma of the food, the mom's cooking, you know, and usually you come back and you begin to anticipate, because it wasn't the food, we'd have to wait for my dad to come. So it was usually an hour after we came back from school. So that 1 hour you're anticipating, you know, I keep coming back. Mom, is the food ready? Oh no, it's not. And then you smell it, and you see mom cooking it. It's like, that's why. So awareness is transformative. So just because I'm aware now doesn't mean I'm not going back again tomorrow. Okay? Because I got a pretty strong hunch that I'm going back tomorrow. Okay? It's good, you know? I got a strong hunch I'm going back tomorrow. And it's my one meal a day, and I eat a little bit of fruits like an hour or two later, just a little bit. I'm not eating much anyway, you know, solid food wise. This is probably going to be the last year for me eating solid foods on a regular basis, because I just feel the desire falling off. Nevertheless, I'm going back. It's good, it's delicious, it's comfortable, it's warm, but awareness itself is transformative. So now, by me being aware, when I go back tomorrow, I'm going to be like, here we go again. Comfort and warmth, here we go again. All right, and then, you know, the sarcastic voice, you know, I get a very sarcastic voice in my head all the time. You know, it's like, if you ever seen that South Park episode, Sarcastaball, how Randy becomes sarcastic, and he becomes the sarcasm coach of Sarcasaball, and there's a Sarcasaball league. And it's like, at the end of the episode, he can't not be sarcastic. That's kind of the voice in my head, to be honest. It's kind of the voice in my head. And anyway, I'll go back there tomorrow. I'm like, here we go. Here he is. Repeating cycles. Here's the program. All right, here we go. The mind-body complex program kicking off again, reminding him of his old, his childhood comfort and warmth and mom's home-cooked food. Here we go. Here he is. He's stepping in. He's getting his plates. So, you know, I'll at least now I'm aware of what's happening. I'm aware of why I continue to do certain actions that are not in my best interest. It's not in my best interest. Period. Anything that dehydrates you is not in your best interest, folks. Period. Okay, the state of hydration is absolutely critical for optimal health, for longevity, for everything. So awareness doesn't mean I'm suddenly not going to do it. It just means now I'm aware, I'm watching, I'm observing. I understand why certain actions are happening, because you may not understand why certain actions are happening. You see, I really didn't understand why it seems that, I get these cooked food cravings and I go and I eat cooked foods. It's still knowing intellectually that ultimately no food is the best food, no diet is the best diet. The breatharianism is the ultimate way, really. But yet I continue to indulge in these things that are not in my best interest. So intellectually I understand it, but what's going on emotionally? What's going on? Why do I continue like a junkie? It is a junkie. It is a drug. Right? Now I understand. But I don't shun it. I don't judge it. I say I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, it was pretty good. Right? I really enjoyed it. Just the journaling alone after the meal or during the meal, and the awareness of this actually gave me energy. Actually, I'm on my 5th video today. It was just like, so it's not, it didn't even really take away energy from me because I sort of was very conscious, doing it very consciously. So it was good. Actually gave me insights. You see, so I'll be back tomorrow for more insights and for more of, gratifying my taste buds. So nevertheless, I know the way, the pattern of everything works with me in the past, how once I begin aware of something, once I gain full awareness of something, it begins to lose its appeal. A. B. I realize, well, I can just replace this with that. So I'll give you like maybe a sort of a nice way to deal with this, because I feel like a lot of you guys can relate with this too. So anyway, I'll get back to it in a second. But if I had to take an inventory of all the substances in my past that have just fell away, most recently psychedelics. Usually when I became aware of why I'm using the substance and what is it doing for me per se, and why am I in this pattern, and what is the end goal, etc., I usually didn't stop the substance for still some time. I didn't stop the habit for some time. However, I knew that the days were over. Like a year ago, when it finally hit me that psychedelics are not the territory, not the territory, but the map. That actually, what psychedelics are showing me is my true self, my true essence, and that I can be like that moment to moment if I just practice a conscious life and I meditate and I do all these things and I'm in nature. Then it hit me right there and then, I'm gonna have to stop, because I realized this is dehydrating me, it's creating dependence, it's creating a sense of need. And a year later, I just spontaneously stopped. So seeing how even with meat, I just spontaneously one day that's it. That's it. It was like a very easy decision. There was no battling at all. No resistance. I don't like resistance. I like to play the music of that thing until it's over. So now, just knowing that awareness of the behavior and why it's taking place and why it keeps pulling. This when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. And like I've done just fruits alone. I've done juices alone for like 3 weeks. I've done all these things. So it's like I've shown myself that I don't need cooked foods. I don't even need foods. I could just do it liquids. But why is it that I continuously go back? Why is it that a lot of people continuously go back? It's because they're just living out patterns, childhood patterns associated with comfort, usually. A lot of times it's comfort. Patterns associated with comfort. Comfort and warmth, really. Comfort and warmth. And so repeating those patterns, but realizing that, okay, I see what's happening, I see what's going on here. All right, I'm not gonna force it. I'm gonna continue for now, but I'm aware. It's instead of just doing it like a robot, asleep, not aware of why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, I'll continue to do it. I just know why I'm doing it. And then here's my proposal, and I will give this a shot. Actually, is to since these are all levels, right? The level you start off eating whatever, and then you go to vegetarianism, then you go to veganism, then you go raw foods, then you go fruitarianism, then you go liquids, and then you go waterian, and then breatharian, right? It's levels. We're working with the levels here. So here is a good proposed way to go on about this. Something I'm going to try. That instead of instead of doing the, going to and eating this cooked meal, is perhaps to create a new sense of comforting ritual involving eating fruits. So for example, I could let's say tomorrow I decide, you know what, I'm not gonna eat cooked foods today, I'm just gonna eat fruits. Let's just say that, although I'd probably be back. Let's say the day after. I'm like, you know what, okay, today just fruits. Let's just do fruits today. Tomorrow you can go back again, right? Let's just say that. So let's say the day after tomorrow, I say, well, today is just fruits. So what I could do and what I will do is to create a ritual involving comfort, but around eating fruits. So instead of rushing my food or this or that, or because it's like what I usually do when I get bananas is I eat half of them on the way. I get the bunch and then I eat half of them on the way. I'm driving the moped and I'm eating the bananas, right? So instead of that, instead of rushing, instead of is to create a comfortable, like sit down, go somewhere, eat somewhere, maybe at home, at home, right? Bring like the bananas, the jackfruit, the durian, the mangoes. I like mangoes, and really like sit down there and really like, first of all, take in the aroma of the fruits, which is wonderful, and do some breath work before as well. Do some breath work and an hour of slow breathing. Do some breath work, and see, I'm already getting thirsty from the food. I swear, I'm already getting thirsty. So like if you eat like a papaya or mango, you don't need water for like hours, right? So there you go. These are good experiences also to report, to note down, so that over and over period you realize, man, I don't really like being dehydrated. Like, see, right now I don't like being dehydrated. So anyway, it's to create a comfortable ritual around this new foods that are better for your health, better for your hydration levels, and etc. I call them all weaning. Like, it's just a weaning process. I just see the target, it's breatharianism straight up. So I see everything as a weaning. So since I'm still on the solid foods here, and I would like to go to the fruit level now, for good, because I've been on and off, right? But I'd like to go for it, for good. Once the insights have been gained, and once the awareness has been gained, and the desire just falls off on its own. Create a comfortable ritual around these new foods. So associate them with comfort before you have to let go of them too. Before the next insights kick in and you realize, wow, like, I'd like to just simplify the diet into liquids, blah 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 blah. You know how it is. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm really gonna create a ritual. I think I'm really gonna take my time and do some breath work before, like I did today before the cooked foods, and I'm really gonna just take my time and take in the aroma and feel the comfort of eating those foods, feeling the warmth, feeling the joy of eating these fruits, which are delicious. Pound for pound, taste-wise, like the fruits taste better than these cooked foods. Straight up. They straight up, like just pound for pound, sweetness. That's why the food industry, they capitalized on our love affair with sugar, and so they came up with candies and all kinds of things. Yeah, I think for the most part humans have more of a sweet tooth than anything. So and really enjoy them, really enjoy the taste and everything, and develop this new comfort ritual, a new association. Replace one association for another. It's like when I quit cigarettes, I didn't just quit cigarettes, I started running every day. And that's how I quit cigarettes. I replaced one thing for another. So replace one ritual that gives you comfort for another that's more optimal for your health, more optimal for your hydration levels, more optimal for the life force, etc., etc., etc. So try that. I'm sure a lot of you guys relate, same thing. The masses of humanity grow up eating cooked foods. Basically dead food, no electrical energy there. Requires enzymes from your body to process, which requires water, which depletes the water, depletes the life force. It's depleting. It's very obvious. Again, this is elementary school, a basic elementary school, very, very obvious. Yet we continue to indulge. Why? Because the associations are very strong, and I sympathize with all addicts, by the way. I sympathize with all drug addicts, and this is an addiction. It's just as strong because we grew up. It's so normalized. So then it's actually more of a powerful addiction than heroin because it's so normalized. This addiction to the food drug. Period. So, yeah, that's some insights there that I'd like to share with you guys. Continue to do your breath work, your humming, your meditation, and it will continue to clarify things for you, and it will continue to purify you. And just enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. I enjoyed the fruits today. I'm going back tomorrow to enjoy it again. Okay? Enjoy the journey all the way through, and let the meditation, let the breath work, let the hum, let the light purge you. And it is already purging you. So don't rush. Don't feel guilty. Oh my God, I ate this or that. You know, just enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process all the way through. Really, really. If you're eating meat right now, you're still on the meat. Enjoy the meat. Enjoy the meat. What else are you gonna do? You might as well enjoy it. Because if you continue the practices, the light will purge you of all the impurities. And whether you like it or not, you're going to become a breatharian. Okay? So, thank you to all the Patreons for your continuous support. I'm on my 5th video today, so I'm really excited, really happy that I'm making videos. I've been a little stagnant the last few days, but I must deliver, right? This is my sport. So, gracias to all the Patreons for your continuous support. I love you guys. And if you'd like to support, you get maybe a couple of bucks a month to spare. You could do so down below in the description. One-time donations on PayPal are lovely and acceptable. And I gotta go get some water, man. Okay? Alright, that's about it. And until next time, may the force be with you.